Welcome back to the channel, Top Coin, Coin Collectors, Treasure Hunters, and History Lovers. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating and potentially valuable piece of American coinage history, the 1974 Jefferson nickel, also known as the 5-cent coin from the United States of America. This isn't just any nickel. Some of these coins can be worth a surprising amount of money. We're talking rare errors, hidden gems in your pocket change, and values that might shock you. So, if you've got a jar of old coins at home, or you're just curious about how a simple 5-cent coin can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, then keep watching because this video is packed with history, facts, grading tips, collector insight, and of course, real market values from 2024 and 2025. Let's jump in. To understand the value of the 1974 nickel, we need to start with a bit of history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. The front side, or obverse, shows Jefferson facing left, while the back side, or reverse, features a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. BY 1974. The Jefferson nickel had already become a staple of American pockets for over 35 years. But not all nickels are created equal, and the 1974 issue comes with some very interesting twists. In 1974, Jefferson nickels were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark Denver, mint mark D San Francisco, mint mark S for proof coins only. Let's break that down. The Philadelphia Mint produced the most 1974 nickels, over 601 million coins to be exact. That's a massive number, and most of these are still common today. The Denver Mint struck over 277 million nickels, and these carry a small d on the right-hand side of the coin, just next to Monticello. The San Francisco Mint, however, made only proof coins in 1974. That's around 2.6 million coins, made specifically for collectors with a high polish, mirror-like finish. What makes these coins valuable? Let's talk about rarity, condition, and the real treasure: errors. There are 3 main factors that determine a coin's value: rarity, how many were made, and how many still exist today; condition, is the coin worn, or is it in pristine, uncirculated condition; errors and varieties, did the mint make a mistake? Because mint errors can turn a 5-cent coin into a $500 prize. Let's dig into each one of these, starting with condition and grading. Grading is a system used to describe the condition of a coin. The scale goes from poor, P1, all the way up to mint state, MS 70. Now here's where it gets exciting. A 1974 nickel in circulated condition is usually only worth its face value, 5 cents. But in uncirculated condition, especially if it grades MS 65 or higher, the value starts to climb. Let's break down the current values based on 2025 market trends. 1974, no mint mark, Philadelphia, circulated, 5 to 10 cents MS, 60 to MS, 63, $1 to $3 MS, 65, around $10 MS, 67, can reach $100 plus if certified by NGC or PCGS. 1974, D, Denver, circulated, still 5 to 10 cents MS, 65, up to $15 MS, 67, rare and highly sought after, can exceed $150. 1974, S, proof only, proof 65, $2 to $5, deep cameo proof 69, can reach $50 or more, perfect proof 70 DCM. These are extremely rare and can sell for hundreds of dollars, but now we're getting to the real gold mine: the errors and varieties. Here's where collectors go wild. Error coins. Some 1974 nickels have been found with rare mistakes that occurred during minting. These are unintentional errors, but they're worth real money. Here are a few to watch for. Off-center strikes. If part of the design is missing because the coin was not aligned properly during striking, values can range from $50 to over $200 depending on the percentage off. Double die errors. These coins show a doubling of letters or numbers, usually on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." A genuine double die 1974 nickel could fetch between $100 and $500. Die cracks and cuts. These are raised lines or blobs on the coin caused by a cracked die. Collectors love dramatic die breaks, especially if they distort part of the design. Wrong planchet errors. If a 5-cent coin was mistakenly struck on a 1-cent or foreign planchet, values can soar into the thousands. If you think you've got an error coin, make sure to get it professionally graded or evaluated. It could be worth far more than you think. So how can you turn your 1974 nickel into cash? First, you'll want to assess its grade. You can use a magnifying glass, check for scratches, luster, and strike clarity. Compare it to photos online or get a professional opinion from companies like PCGS or NGC. Second, if you suspect an error or variety, do not clean the coin. Cleaning actually reduces value. Instead, get it authenticated. Third, once you know what you've got, you can sell it on sites like eBay, heritage auctions, great collections, or visit local coin dealers. Prices fluctuate depending on collector demand, market trends, and how rare the specific condition or error is. As of 2025, high-grade or error 1974 nickels are actively traded and sought after. So there you have it, the 1974 Jefferson nickel. A coin you might easily overlook, but with a fascinating history and potential hidden value. From common circulation to rare collector's item, this simple 5-cent piece proves that American coins have more to offer than just small change. With the right eye and a little bit of luck, you might just find a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in your pocket, in your drawer, or at your local flea market. Oh, you have a 1974 nickel. Have you ever found an error coin? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing your stories. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a treasure hunting episode. We've got more videos coming up on rare coins, valuable paper money, and how you can turn your coin collection into cold, hard cash. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1980 United States 5-cent coin. Better known as the Jefferson nickel. It might look ordinary at first glance, a simple nickel you've probably overlooked hundreds of times. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every 1980 nickel you come across because some of them are worth way more than 5 cents. In fact, some are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So stay tuned, grab a cup of coffee, and let's explore the history, design, hidden varieties, collector demand, and current market prices of the 1980 Jefferson nickel. Let's take a step back and talk about the origin of the Jefferson nickel. This coin design was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and was designed by artist Felix Schlag, who won a design competition hosted by the U.S. Mint. The 1980 version continued this iconic design. But the significance of the 1980s can't be overstated. This was the beginning of a new decade, a shift in economic dynamics, inflation rates were high, and coin collecting was slowly evolving. Coins minted during this era carry both historical and cultural significance. The 1980 nickel is more than just metal. It's a snapshot of American history frozen in time. Let's break down what the 1980 Jefferson nickel looks like. On the obverse, or front side, you have Jefferson's left-facing profile. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year, in this case, 1980. Now here's where it gets important. Right next to the year, you'll find a mint mark, either P, D, or none at all. A P means it was minted in Philadelphia. A D stands for Denver. If you're holding one without any mint mark, double check it. It could be a unique error or even a proof coin. On the reverse side, you'll see Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, along with the words E pluribus unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. So how many of these coins were actually made? In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 635 million nickels. The Denver Mint struck nearly 600 million. That's over 1.2 billion nickels in total for that year. Which means they're not exactly rare, or are they? Well, here's the twist. Despite the high mintage, only a small number survive in high-grade condition, free of scratches. With sharp details and nowhere. That's where the value skyrockets. Let's talk about the real moneymakers, the rare varieties and errors. Here's what to look out for. This is the holy grail for Jefferson nickel collectors. If you flip your 1980 nickel and look at Monticello, check the stairs. If all 5 or 6 steps are fully visible and not worn down, congratulations, you might have a full steps nickel, which can be worth hundreds or even thousands if in perfect condition. Always check for doubling in the text, especially Liberty or the date, 1980. These double die errors can fetch a nice premium depending on how prominent the doubling is. If your coin is not perfectly round or if the design is shifted to one side, you might have an off-center strike. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value, especially if the date is still fully visible. Coins that were struck on incomplete blanks or planchets will look like they've had a bite taken out of them. These error coins are quirky and very collectible. Imagine finding a 1980 nickel that was mistakenly struck on a dime or penny planchet. These oddballs are extremely rare but can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. All right, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How much is a 1980 nickel really worth today? The average 1980 nickel in circulated condition is worth, well, 5 cents. But here's the deal. A 1980 P or 1980 D Jefferson nickel in uncirculated mint state, MS 65 or higher, can sell for $5 to $1.15 if it's a full steps variety. That price jumps significantly, with some examples going for $100, $500, or even more high grade. Professionally graded coins by NGC or PCGS with full steps can exceed $1,000 at auction. Rare error coins like off-center strikes or double dies range anywhere from $50 to over $2,000 depending on the severity and rarity. So, yes, it's possible that a 1980 nickel sitting in your drawer could be worth 1,000 times its face value. If you want to find out if your 1980 nickel is valuable, here's what to do. Examine it under a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Check the steps on Monticello, look for doubling, inspect the rim for clipping or off-center strikes. If it looks promising, send it to a reputable coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. Once graded, you can list it on auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or sell directly to coin dealers and collectors. Pro tip: avoid cleaning the coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can damage it and drastically reduce its value. The 1980 Jefferson nickel is a coin many people overlook, but beneath its simple appearance lies a world of fascinating detail, design mastery, and the chance of hidden value. So next time you're going through your spare change, take a moment to inspect those nickels. You never know. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands. And here's a fun fact. Some collectors have built entire collections around full steps nickels from every year and mint. And the 1980 is one of the trickier ones to find in perfect condition. That makes it even more desirable among enthusiasts. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or eye-opening, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another episode on rare coins, currency history, and valuable finds. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1980 nickel and want me to help identify it. I love reading your stories and helping the community grow. Today, we're diving deep into a small but fascinating piece of American history. It's often found hiding in your pocket change, unassuming, silver-colored, but it might just be worth a surprising amount of money. Yes, we're talking about the 1988 United States 5-cent coin, the iconic Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might not look special. Just a regular nickel, right? Wrong. Because some 1988 nickels have hidden secrets that make collectors go wild. Whether it's a rare mint error, a perfect strike, or a low mintage variety, some of these coins are fetching incredible prices in the coin market today. So grab your magnifying glass and pull out your old coin jar, because by the end of this video, you'll know why the 1988 nickel could be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Let's begin our journey into the past, present, and potential future of the 1988 Jefferson nickel. Let's rewind the clock, way back to 1938. That's when the Jefferson nickel was first introduced, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin featured a side portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with his beloved home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design became a symbol of American currency and would remain largely unchanged for over 6 decades. Now, fast forward to 1988. Ronald Reagan was president. Gasoline was about $1 a gallon, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of coins to keep the economy humming. Among them, the nickel, struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, was still a workhorse of the American coin system. In 1988, over 1.2 billion nickels were minted. That's right, over a billion. So how could something so common be valuable? The answer lies in the details. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1988 Jefferson nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, the word liberty, inscript in the year 1988, the mint mark just beside Jefferson's ponytail. Either a P for Philadelphia or a D for Denver on the reverse. A simple but elegant image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with inscriptions E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents. In United States of America, sounds simple, right? But what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary in the world of 1988 nickels? Let's find out. Point 1. Mint errors. The money makers' some 1988 nickels were struck with incredible minting errors, and these are the ones that collectors dream of finding. Here are some of the rarest and most valuable types. Off-center strikes. When the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, it results in part of the design being off the edge. A 1988 nickel with a 50% off-center strike and full date and mint mark can sell for $100 to $300 or more. Double die errors. These occur when the die strikes the coin more than once in slightly different positions. Though not as common for 1988 nickels, if you find one with doubled letters or numbers, especially on Monticello or the word Liberty, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds. Clipped planchet. Part of the coin is literally missing because of a minting mistake. A 1988 nickel with a dramatic clipped planchet can easily bring $50 to $150 depending on condition. Full steps varieties. This is where it gets serious. If the reverse of the nickel shows complete and uninterrupted steps on Monticello, usually requiring at least 5 or 6 full steps, and the coin is in brilliant uncirculated condition, it becomes a premium collectible. A 1988 nickel with full steps in MS 65 or better can sell for $50 to $1,000, depending on eye appeal and rarity. The key to unlocking maximum value? Coin grading. Professional grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, assign grades based on a 70-point scale. The closer your coin is to MS 70 or mint state perfect condition, the higher its value climbs. A 1988 D or 1988 P Jefferson nickel graded MS 67 with full steps can fetch $600 to $1,500 or more, especially if it's a top pop, meaning the highest graded example known. Let's look at some actual sales. A 1988 D nickel graded MS 67 with full steps sold for $1,880 at auction. A 1988 PMS 66 with full steps sold for over $500, even ungraded. A clean and sharp example with visible steps and minimal wear can still sell for $10 to $50 if marketed well to the right buyer. What is the 1988 nickel worth today? If you have a circulated 1988 nickel, the kind that's been in your pocket for years, it's probably worth just face value. But don't give up yet. If the coin is in exceptional condition, or you spot something unusual, it's worth a closer look. Here's a rough breakdown of market value. Circulated condition, 5 cents. $0.10 uncirculated, no full steps. $1. $5 uncirculated with full steps. MS, 65, $25. $100 MS, 66 to MS, 67 with full steps. $100. $1. 500 rare errors or die varieties. $50. $2, 000 plus, and that's just today. As collectors focus more on modern coin series, the value of premium nickels, especially with full steps or rare mint errors, could rise even more. The next time you find a nickel from 1988, don't dismiss it. Turn it over. Look at the steps. Check for doubling. Use a magnifying glass, because you might just be holding a piece of overlooked American treasure. It might not be gold or silver. But in the world of numismatics, it's all about rarity, condition, and demand. Whether you're a beginner coin collector or a seasoned numismatist, the 1988 Jefferson nickel is proof that even the smallest coins can hold the biggest stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on hidden coin treasures again. Ladies and gentlemen, coin lovers, collectors, treasure hunters, and curious minds alike, welcome back to the channel where history meets currency. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that many people overlook, yet some versions of it are quietly worth a small fortune. Yes, we're talking about the humble yet mysterious 5-cent coin from 2006, the Jefferson nickel, Now before you shrug it off and think it's just a nickel, let me stop you right there. Because what if I told you that some of these coins, sitting unnoticed in pockets, drawers, and jars across America, are actually worth hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars? Grab your magnifying glass, folks. We're going hunting for clues, history, and hidden value in one of the most underestimated coins of our time. This is the story, value, and secret wealth behind the 2006 United States 5-cent coin. To understand why this nickel is so important, we need to turn back the clock. The year is 2006. The United States is in a transitional phase. From global politics to pop culture, the nation is buzzing. But something fascinating is happening at the U.S. Mint. You see, the 2006 Jefferson nickel was the final coin in a dramatic design overhaul. From 2004 to 2006, the Westward Journey nickel series had been commemorating the legendary journey of Lewis and Clark. But in 2006, the Mint said goodbye to the special reverse designs and introduced something that numismatists had been eagerly awaiting, a completely new image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, or front side, of the coin. And this wasn't just any portrait. For the first time ever, Jefferson was facing forward, looking straight at us. A bold design choice, symbolizing transparency and a modern America. Let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so visually and historically significant. On the obverse side, you'll see Thomas Jefferson's new, forward-facing portrait. It was designed by Jamie Franke and is considered one of the most lifelike and expressive depictions of the third U.S. president ever to appear on coinage. Underneath Jefferson's bust, in a handwritten script, are the words "Liberty." This was actually modeled after Jefferson's own handwriting from the Declaration of Independence. How's that for a personal touch? Just to the right, the coin displays the date, 2006. Below that, the mint mark, either D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. There's also a rarer version struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark, which we'll talk about in a moment. Flip it over, and the reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate in Virginia. This side was redesigned too, now clearer, more detailed, and artistically improved compared to the older versions pre-2004. But now, let's get to the exciting part, the hidden value. What makes the 2006 nickel potentially worth more than just 5 cents? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. First, let's talk about mint errors, because some of these can turn your average nickel into a collector's dream. Here are the most valuable 2006 Jefferson nickel errors to watch for. Off-center strikes. These coins were not properly aligned when struck, leading to missing parts of the design. The more off-center, the more valuable. Double die errors. Look closely at the word Liberty or Jefferson's eye. If you see ghosting or doubling, you may be holding on to a double die error, which can fetch impressive sums. Clip planchets. This happens when part of the coin blank is missing, resulting in a crescent-shaped coin. Rare and collectible. Struck on a wrong planchet. Imagine finding a nickel that was accidentally struck on a dimes planchet. That's not science fiction, it's real, and those are worth hundreds of dollars or more. Always check for unusual weight, thickness, or coloring too. Some errors are subtle and only visible under magnification. Let's not forget about the 2006 S-proof nickels. These were struck at the San Francisco Mint using highly polished dies and planchets, producing coins with mirror-like surfaces. These proof coins were never intended for circulation. They were sold in special mint sets to collectors and are instantly recognizable by their sharp details and brilliant finish. A perfect PR70 Deep Cameo 2006 S nickel, graded by top-tier grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $25 to $100, sometimes more, depending on demand and market trends. Now for the big question. How much is a 2006 nickel really worth today? Here's what the market tells us. A standard circulated 2006 nickel is worth, yes, just 5 cents. But if it's in uncirculated condition, even without errors, it can be worth up to $1 or more to the right buyer. A mint state, MS65 or higher, 2006, D or 2006. P nickel is worth between $3 and $15. Error coins, especially major ones like off-center strikes or double dies, have sold for $100 to over $500. Depending on the severity and collector interest. A high-grade proof 2006 S can go for $25 to $150, particularly if it's been slabbed and given a perfect score. The rarest varieties are those with unique historical provenance have sold in auctions for upwards of $1,000. And that's just the beginning. As coin collecting grows in popularity and rare coins become harder to find, values are expected to rise. So how can you cash in on this? Start by checking your change. Look through coin jars, piggy banks, old wallets. You'd be amazed at what's hiding in plain sight. Get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Inspect every 2006 nickel carefully. Look for clean surfaces, strong luster, no scratches or wear. If you suspect you've got something special, send it in to be professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. When it comes time to sell, use trusted platforms, eBay, heritage auctions, or reputable coin dealers. And remember, condition is king. A slightly better preserved coin can be worth 10 times more than a worn one. In the world of numismatics, the thrill of discovery is part of the magic. Who would have thought that a little 5-cent piece minted in 2006 could carry so much history, beauty, and potential value? So next time you get change at the store, don't ignore the nickels. Because one of them, maybe just one, could be your hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin secrets and historical gems, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to learn, explore, and maybe even profit from America's hidden coins. In this video, we're going to explore the mysterious and fascinating world of the 2013 United States 5-cent coin. We'll dive deep into its historical roots, uncover the rare errors that can skyrocket its value, and break down what collectors are paying for them right now in 2025. Whether you're a coin collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone just curious about money, you're going to want to watch this until the end. Let's uncover the hidden value of your 2013 nickel. Let's start with the basics. The 2013 5-cent coin is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series. This design has been in circulation since 1938 and features the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse, the front of the coin. The reverse showcases his famous home, Monticello, an iconic neoclassical mansion in Virginia. But 2013 wasn't just another year for this coin, it was a year that produced some surprisingly valuable pieces. What makes a 2013 nickel special? Well, let's break it down. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The original design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, who won a national competition. Over the years, the design has undergone a few updates, most notably in 2004 and 2005 when the U.S. Mint released the Westward Journey series to commemorate the Lewis and Clark expedition. But by 2006, the Mint returned to a modified version of the classic Monticello reverse, and that's what you see on the 2013 coin. The 2013 Jefferson nickel was struck at two major facilities: the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. There's also a much rarer San Francisco Mint version, but we'll talk more about that in just a minute. Now, not every nickel is worth a fortune. Most 2013 nickels you find in circulation are only worth face value. But here's the thing: condition and mint mark can change everything. So let's talk about grading. Coin grading is crucial in determining the value of any collectible coin. A coin in mint state 65 or higher is what you're really looking for. If it's been handled, scratched, or dinged up in your pocket, it's likely not worth more than 5 cents. But if you find a pristine coin, you're in business. Here's where it gets really interesting. While most 2013 nickels are common, some have rare die errors that can make them worth a lot more. What are die errors? These are mistakes made during the minting process. We're talking things like double die obverse. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift, creating a doubling effect on the lettering or the portrait. Off-center strike, a misalignment during minting, where part of the design is missing. Die cracks and cuts, small raised lines or blobs of metal caused by worn or damaged dies. Full steps Monticello. Collectors go wild for this. It means the steps on the Monticello building are fully visible and sharply struck. A 2013 nickel with full steps and high grade can bring in big bucks. A 2013 Jefferson nickel in pristine condition with full steps, graded MS67 or above, could be valued at $50 to $300 depending on the market. But if there's a mint error involved, the price can skyrocket, sometimes over $1,000 at auction. Just recently, a 2013 D nickel with a dramatic off-center strike sold for over $600. Let's talk about mint marks. The 2013 nickel was minted in Philadelphia, marked with a P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. You'll find the mint mark right on the obverse side of the coin, just next to Jefferson's portrait. Here's the breakdown. 2013, P, Philadelphia minted over 710 million nickels. These are common but can still be valuable in high grades or with full steps. 2013. D. Denver produced around 700 million. Same situation. Look for mint state or error coins. 2013. S. Now this is the one to look out for. The San Francisco Mint coins were not released into circulation. They were only sold in special sets for collectors. These are proof coins, meaning they have a mirror-like finish and are struck multiple times for sharp detail. A 2013 S-proof Jefferson nickel can easily fetch $3 to $15, but again, in a high PR70 grade, it can go for over $50 or even more. So, what's the 2013 nickel worth today? In 2025? Let's break it down. Circulated coins, usually just 5 cents, unless there's an error. Uncirculated coins, MS65 or higher $1 to $10 depending on mint and condition. Full steps coins in MS67 or MS68, $50 to $300 or more. Major error coins can fetch $500 to $1,500 depending on rarity and condition. 2013. S-proof coins, typically worth $3 to $15 and up to $50 plus in perfect grade. Graded examples by PCGS or NGC. These have higher market demand and sell well on eBay, heritage auctions, and coinshows.so. Yes, it's very possible that a 2013 nickel you overlooked could actually be worth a fortune. And with the coin market heating up in 2025, collectors are paying a premium for the best of the best. So, next time you're digging through your change jar, don't just glance past those nickels. Take a closer look. Check the year. Look at the mint mark. Examine the steps on Monticello. Who knows? You might just be holding on to a tiny piece of American history that could turn into a big payday. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and share this video with a friend, especially one who always seems to have a pocket full of change. Drop a comment below and let us know. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket? We'd love to hear your story. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because today, we're going to take a deep look at a modern coin that might be hiding some big surprises. The 2019 Jefferson nickel, also known as the 2019 United States 5-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. Just a regular-looking nickel from 2019 could be worth a lot more than 5 cents. And we're about to tell you exactly why. Let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin minted in the United States in 2019 is officially called the Jefferson nickel, named after Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. His portrait has graced the nickel since 1938, but over the years, the design has seen several updates. The 2019 Jefferson nickel continues with the forward-facing Jefferson portrait, which was introduced in 2006, sculpted by Jamie Franke. On the reverse side, we see his famous estate, Monticello, beautifully detailed and centered beneath the word Monticello, along with E pluribus unum, United States of America, and of course, the coin's denomination, 5 cents. In 2019, the coin was struck at 3 main locations: Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P Denver Mint, marked with a D San Francisco Mint, marked with an S for proof coins, but not all 2019 nickels are created equal, and some of them are worth far more than face value. Let's talk about mintage, the number of coins produced. Philadelphia Mint struck over 685 million nickels in 2019. That Denver Mint followed closely, producing over 734 million at the San Francisco Mint, which only makes coins for. Collectors minted just over 1.4 million proof nickels. Now, with over a billion regular circulation coins minted between Philadelphia and Denver, the average 2019 nickel isn't rare. But here's the twist. There are some rare variations, error coins, and high-grade examples that collectors are hunting for today. Let's dive into the exciting part: errors and varieties. These are the coins you want to keep an eye out for. Here are some known and potentially valuable errors on 2019 nickels. Off-center strikes. Some 2019 nickels were struck off-center, meaning the die hit the coin incorrectly, leaving part of the design missing. Depending on how off-center it is, usually 10% to 60%. Values can range from $20 to over $100 at double die obverse, DDO. Look closely at the lettering on the front, especially "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If you notice any doubling, you might be holding a double die. These errors are rare and can sell for $50 to several $100s, depending on condition. Die clashes and cuds, these are factory mistakes where the dies hit each other without a planchet in between, or a piece of the die breaks off and leaves a blob or extra metal on the coin. These oddities are favorites among collectors. Full steps Jefferson nickels, this one's for the grading crowd. On the reverse side, look at Monticello, particularly the steps. If your 2019 nickel has full, uninterrupted steps, it's considered a high-quality strike. These full steps nickels, when graded MS 65 or higher, can fetch $30 to $150 or more, especially if they are from a mint with lower quality control that year. Now you might be asking, how do I know if my 2019 nickel is valuable? Here's what you should do. Check the mint mark. Is it P, D, or S? Inspect the coin carefully under magnification. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, die breaks, and full steps. Look at the condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Uncirculated coins with no scratches or wear have the best shot. Compare with sold listings online. Check eBay, heritage auctions, and PCGS price guides. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history. Introduced in 1938, it replaced the Buffalo nickel, and it's been an iconic coin ever since. During World War II, from 1942 to 1945, the nickel's composition even changed to include silver due to wartime metal shortages. But in modern times, the coin returned to a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The 2019 version continues that tradition, but stands out as one of the more recent years where collectors have started noticing surprisingly valuable errors and exceptional mint state examples. Let's talk money. What are 2019 nickels actually selling for in 2024 and 2025? Circulated nickels. Face value. 5 cents, of course. Uncirculated, mint state. Nickels. Between 25 cents to $5, depending on the mint and strike. Proof nickels. S-mint around $2 to $10, but higher if graded by PCGS or NGC. Error coins can range from $25 to several $100s, especially double dies and off-center strikes. High-grade full steps nickels. If you have a coin graded MS 67 full steps, you could be looking at $100 or more. And yes, some coins have sold at auction for over $1,000, especially those with certified rare errors and pristine conditions. Now the big question, should you keep your 2019 nickel or sell it? If you have a standard, circulated coin, it's probably not worth holding long-term unless it's in perfect condition. But if you found a proof coin, an error coin, or a nickel with full steps in high mint state, you should absolutely consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC. Coin values tend to increase over time, especially when a coin is found to have a new or rare variety. So if you're unsure, hold on to it and watch the market. So there you have it. The humble 2019 Jefferson nickel may seem ordinary, but with the right error or condition, it could be a miniature jackpot sitting in your change jar or coin roll. Keep your eyes sharp, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive. Every coin has a story, and some are worth much more than you think. Before you go, drop a comment below and let us know. Have you found any interesting 2019 nickels? Have you discovered an error coin or a proof beauty in a roll of change? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover treasure in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin counts.